What's up everybody, and welcome to the Aquamane YouTube channel. In the past videos I built this fish room, 40 breeder up now for a little plant farm, and my 20 long over here. I'm in the basement now, but today I'm going to talk about my upstairs tank in the dining room. I had the upstairs dining room scape going really well for a long time, but I could kind of tell the aqua soil was getting depleted, plants weren't doing as well, and I was just getting tired of the scape. My upstairs tank started as a scape, but I started farming and selling plants out of it, so it became less and less of a scape and more like a farm tank. Now that I have these tanks to farm in, I'm going to make the upstairs a legit aquascape. So last week I emptied the tank upstairs and got started. The first thing I did was add a frost background because the one that was on it before was kind of messed up, so I wanted to start with a brand new one. I based this whole scape off of one beautiful piece of driftwood that I got at Aqua Rocks, Colorado. I decided to build a little support out of egg crate from Home Depot. You can get it in the lighting section. I also used some PVC pipe to kind of raise up the egg crate. I used super glue to glue it together. So I kind of went back and forth up to the tank, placing the driftwood where I wanted it. Say I wanted it a little more up in the back, I would go place another little tier of egg crate, super glue it down, and it worked out really good. Around the same time I was doing this, I saw a video from the Smallscape talking about a product called Super Glue Accelerator. Reading into it, I found out you can use baking soda and reverse osmosis water or distilled water, mix in like a tablespoon of baking soda for every cup of water, and if you spray that on super glue, it like instantly like activates it, I guess, takes out the acidity out of it, which makes it dry slower. So you spray that on there and it actually solidifies a lot faster. So after I figured that out, I used that for this whole scape. After I got the driftwood where I wanted it, I went onto a few Discord servers, asked some friends, like, hey, how do you think the scape looks? Got a lot of suggestions, you know, maybe some more driftwood would look good. So I went out and back to Aqua Rocks, Colorado, great deals on driftwood. Went there, got a few more pieces. So I just took the pieces and kind of put them where I thought they would look good and put a little dab of super glue on there. What's really nice about the baking soda water spray is I could hold a piece of driftwood where I think it would look good, literally put a little dab of super glue and then spray it with that baking soda water mixture, and it would literally solidify maybe about 20 seconds, which doesn't happen with you know, just regular super glue. I could basically put something where I wanted it and basically tack it on really fast, pull the driftwood out of the tank, and then go like really super glue it into place. All the other driftwood, you know, kind of wasn't fitting the way I wanted to, so I would, you know, cut it with a Sawzall, even a Dremel with one of them just to get a better angle on it. I also had the idea to make the driftwood magnetic. To my surprise, when I googled to see if anyone else had done this, I did find something for saltwater tanks, kind of a magnetic rock, so you can actually work with your hardscape and just place rocks wherever you want and they just magnetize to wherever you want them. But I didn't see anything with freshwater. My idea with this is I'm going to be able to just pull out the driftwood and clean it, say it has some algae on it or something, because it is a pretty hefty piece of driftwood, so cleaning it in the tank wouldn't be that ideal, plus algae going everywhere when I'm scraping it. So my idea is I'll have plants in the foreground kind of covering up the base of the wood. That way if aqua soil comes up or anything, when I take it out and I put it back, you're not gonna see the base, you're not gonna see the platform under it. If you can see it, I would just put aqua soil in front of it, but I think this is gonna work out good. I can actually just pop out my driftwood and pop it back in, and it always snaps to the same spot. I don't have to worry about lodging the driftwood in the soil, and say I don't want the driftwood someday, I'll just pop it out, good to go. So what I envision for this scape is kind of an iwagumi mixed with the jungle type scape. So it's gonna have like the plainness of an iwagumi up front, maybe a few mid-ground plants and maybe a few stems in the back, but it's gonna have a very large carpet in the front. I like the iwagumi look, but I like stems too. So I'm kind of just trying to keep it pretty roomy in there with a big carpet, but I do want some color in there and some other plants. So after I got the driftwood kind of exactly how I wanted it, I kind of envisioned having a little island style tank, you know, a little bit of sand, maybe a quarter of the tank on the right side. I even photoshopped how I wanted it to look with the sand. This is that photoshopped picture. Once I photoshopped and kind of envisioned how I wanted it to look, I decided to make an acrylic border. That way, you know, if the border pops out, it's kind of see-through. You could see it pretty good, but once the plants cover it up, I think it'll be all right. So with the acrylic border, I just took some paper, put it in the bottom of the tank, took a Texas size pencil. That's very important to use a Texas size pencil for this. Took a pencil and kind of just drew where I wanted this border to be. Got some pretty thin acrylic from Home Depot. Then I just took a heat gun and kind of bent it to that curve that I wanted in the tank. I put super glue down, sprayed it with baking soda and water. It held in there really good. Super glue is not the best for glass. Silicone would have worked better. I do have aquarium safe silicone, but that stuff takes like at least 24 hours to cure like fully. I didn't want to wait that long, as I have been putting off this step for 2 days just thinking about how I was going to do it. But the super glue also worked really well for this. Once I got the border in, I kind of scaped it how I wanted it, and then I put the sand in the other side. So I think this part's gonna look great once the carpet kind of grows over, covers up the acrylic border. I played around with the rocks in the wood, just kind of seeing all the different ways I would like it, leave it for a day, kind of go back and look at it. This is what I landed on. Now I would put more rocks in the foreground, or maybe some more rocks to this, but I think once the carpet fills in, the carpet just kind of covers rocks anyway. So I think this scape's gonna look really cool when it grows in. I might enter it in a competition just to see where I place. I think CChem's having an Aquascape competition next year, so maybe if it's grown in by then, I'll enter it in that. Obviously, the fish room's up. It's going really good. I just got this farm tank right here. I'll do an update on that on another day, but I got some really cool plants in here that I've been collecting. I'm also selling plants. If anyone's interested in that, hit me up. Email me at mainaqua@gmail.com. Just like my YouTube name, but just switch the aqua and main, because aqua main's taken.
Bruh.
Yeah, so just email me if you need any plants. Really loving the farm tank. I got some too long of a list to go through. Over here in this tank looks really clean and healthy. This tank's got, I think it's having a bacterial bloom because it's pretty new. It's a little cloudy, but this tank is always just looking crystal clear, minimal algae. I am gonna go through pretty soon and put new aqua soil in this tank because the fluval stratum is kind of depleted. I don't even know if it ever was nutrient rich. I don't think that's a very nutrient rich soil, so I'm gonna put some landon in here. I'm gonna rescape this whole tank next. But that's about it. Haven't uploaded in a while. I upload when I can. Really busy. But that's where I'm at right now. That's the update. I'll bring you guys some more updates in the future. Maybe putting aqua soil in this tank and a rescape there. Anyway, I appreciate anyone subscribed to this channel. I appreciate the comments, the likes, the dislikes. I bring you content as often as I can. And as always, thanks for watching. Peace.